Welcome to New Hampshire Politics with John Burt. Again, I am John Burt. I want to thank you for joining me, and we are again Zoom. I guess it's similar to Skype. I used Skype for years. And I just want to let you know that the quality of my show will get a lot better in a couple weeks. I ordered some new equipment. If we're going to be Zoom shows, then I want something decent that will, air a better volume, voice, and picture. I don't know if it'll help my looks any, but we're hoping that it will. The other is you are going to, I hope you have popcorn and soda ready, because my guest, she is going to keep you rolling, and she's all the way from Texas. And it's Lenette Peterson. And Lenette, I want to welcome you to the show.
Well, thanks, Johnny. Yeehaw.
To tell everybody, you used to be a state representative in Merrimack.
Correct. I was a freshman state rep with you, and yes. I served 2 terms, and I termed myself. I did not lose. And fortunately, I termed myself because my mother got sick with cancer, yes. And my husband was transferred. VAE punished him and sent him to Austin, Texas. So it's a good thing I didn't go 3 terms.
Yeah. Now, what's the town you live in? How do you pronounce it?
What's that?
What is the town you live in?
Pflugerville.
Pflugerville.
Yes. It was founded by a German family named Pfluger. I thought Dr. Seuss named the city when we first moved here, but I was told no, it was a German town. But yeah, the Pflugers, and everything down here is PF. It's so ridiculous.
And now, what was the average temperature, say, a couple days ago?
It is hotter than Satan's armpit down here. The humidity in the morning, I go for morning bike rides, and this morning at 6:30, it was 100% humidity, and it wasn't raining.
How does it do that?
I have no idea. I keep asking people and no one knows.
And what's the temp? What was the temperature?
The temperature was about 72 with 100% humidity. So the heat index was in the 90s already at 6:30.
Really? So, okay, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, what happens?
Well, the heat of the day doesn't hit here until 4 to 6.
Oh.
Yeah, so we don't cool off like New England does. Like, evenings, you guys cool off. Down here at 10 o'clock, it still could be 90 degrees.
Wow.
Oh, it's gross.
Yes. And now I see your wonderful T-shirt.
But of course, and the jacket.
Yes, and your jacket. Yes.
Yes.
Our very dear friend, Representative Janine Notter, is going to be very jealous of that, that you're on my show and of the jacket.
But of course, I know she really likes my jacket. She's just jealous. So she says she doesn't like it.
Yes. No, Janine and I were freshmen with you, and we're still there. So we're going for our 6th term. Some people have our heads checked.
Well, you two are 2 of the best ones up there.
Well, yeah, I love Janine. She's great up there.
The 2 of you. Yeah, and congratulations on your win against the courts.
Yes, the Supreme Court did side with me, the New Hampshire Supreme Court. So basically what we asked the Supreme Court, I touched base a little bit. I had Matt Mayberry on last week that I am voting for. So I didn't want to get too much into it, but I did want to talk about it tonight. Was the Supreme Court, we asked, so what happened is Speaker Shurtleff and his friends banned guns in the House chamber. The rest of the state house is gun friendly. And so what happened is I got up on the House floor and I said, you can't do that. So I'm going to carry regardless of what you do, or a majority and abuse them. I don't care. Have a nice day. And I walked off. So then I filed suit, and the Superior Court says, oh, well, we can't. It's a separation of body. So we can't get, the Superior Court in Merrimack, we can't jump in. So then what happened is then I said, well, really? Well, I'll see what the Supreme Court says. So we went to the New Hampshire Supreme Court, and Lenette, they wrote it up beautifully. They said, this is a constitutional issue. We have the right to look at it because of the Constitution. And they cited a couple places where it violates my constitutional rights and everybody, every citizen. It's not, I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing it for New Hampshire. And so what ended up happening is we only asked the Supreme Court, please tell the Superior Court to look at this. Now they did, but it's the way they wrote it up. You know, my attorney Hines and, you know, I got other attorney friends that are helping on this and looking at it. They said, the Supreme Court gave me a beautiful gift.
Nice.
And we really don't know how the Superior Court will handle it. You know, so, you know, I got my fingers crossed and I'm going to pray and hope that they do the right thing. But bottom line, if they reject it and say, no, Speaker Shurtleff, you know, with his, as I say, communist ways, because, you know, taking my constitutional rights away, it's communism. And,
exactly.
well, and they want to use the softer word socialism like Bernie, but it's really communism. And, you know, and if they say that, then I'm going back to the Supreme Court and we're ready to go to the U.S. Supreme Court if needed.
Good for you.
Yep, we're not going to stop.
Yes. Go, Johnny, go.
Yes. Now, in your area, luckily, Goffstown, well, even Merrimack has fallen a little. They got a couple Democrats down there.
Oh, my word. Merrimack had a horrible term. They had 4, and one of them was despicable. Rosemary Rung. Oh.
She even throws rocks at me, and I'm going, really? I'm not even in the district, and she throws rocks. You know, it's terrible. Yeah. Now, Lenette, I really believe the shirt you're wearing, I'm sure offends people.
Oh, it does.
but you know, we're going to have a landslide, and I think the Democrats know that.
Yeah.
Just throwing everything out there that they can. I mean, look at Pelosi beating up on that poor hairdresser.
Oh, yeah. Well, you figure they have not been happy with the election from day one. They have tried everything to get him out of there.
Yes.
And when the impeachment finally failed, what happened next? Less than just a few days later, the fake pandemic was thrown into place.
Yes.
You know, the economy was booming. They couldn't do anything to ruin the president. So, hey, trash the economy. And since then, and he's rebuilding the economy even with the stupid pandemic. So what now they're saying it has to be a mail-in. You know, they're trying to get the mail-in election, which is going to scream voter fraud. Yeah, and now they're saying that you know, former disgusting President Bill Clinton was saying that President Trump's going to surround the White House with sandbags. He's not going to come out if he loses the election. And hilarious Clinton was saying to Slow Joe that, you know, don't rescind, don't give in for anything. Hold on, because you're going to win eventually. Eventually, what are they going to pull? What fraudulent things are they going to pull to get him to win? And he's not going to win. They're going to declare him incompetent, and we're going to get stuck with the whore.
Yes, with Harris, absolutely.
Yes.
And she's about as anti-gun as they come.
Oh, yeah. And she has said several times with her little campaign speech, now she's going for vice president, but she has said several times, when I'm elected president, she's not running for president, but she keeps slipping because she's an idiot, and she keeps saying that. Yeah.
No, you know, I know the voters because I'm out there talking to the voters now because I'm running for, you know, re-election, and hopefully the voters will say yes and put me up there again. They've been very good to me all these years, and I think most of them know that I fight hard. And so that's why they do it. But so hopefully they'll do it again. But they got to get out there and vote for Trump. But when I'm talking to them, they're silent. I mean, they're not silent to me. They're not putting any Trump signs on their lawns or anything. They're like, you know what? My neighbors are Democrats and I don't want the headaches. I'm going to go down there and vote. And I'm telling everybody to vote for Trump. So, you know, I'm going to do my part. You know, so that's why you don't see a lot of Trump signs up right now. But eventually,
yeah. No, I have 2 Trump signs, but they're not in my yard yet. My son-in-law is an electrician, and I want him to electrify my yard signs first before I put them out, because I'm the only Republican on my street. I live in the bluest county in Texas. It's horrible. It's the liberal wasteland of Texas, just outside of Austin. And I know my signs are going to get stolen. So I'm going to have them electrified. And my husband's going to put one of his hunting cameras in the window so he can kill it. Because I said we have to catch them on camera.
You used to say DemoRat a lot.
Yes, yeah, I still call them DemoRats, but I call them demon crats because they're more demonic than rats now.
You might get hate email.
Oh, I do daily. It is so much fun. After my morning bike ride, I go on Facebook for an hour or so, and it's like, okay, let me find something to spin up the locals. And I go to these two Pflugerville pages, and I will just post something, and it's like, wow, they just come out. It makes my day.
Oh, no, it's got to be, I just don't know if I could do the heat down there. That's my biggest.
The heat is terrible. Well, and the humidity is the worst part.
Yeah, that's what kills me up here.
Yeah.
Now, what will happen in come, January, in December? Will it be better?
Yes and no. Now we don't get any snow, so that's very heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
Our first winter here, we didn't have a winter. My birthday is January 3rd, and my first January 3rd here, my daughter and I went on a hike in shorts and t-shirts. The next year it was cooler. This past year on January 3rd, I turned 60 years old, and to celebrate, I went on a 60-mile bike ride, and it was chilly. But my husband and I had 15 to 18 mile an hour winds.
Wow.
So it was a very windy day. We did get the 60 miles in. But we've had it where, like, a friend of mine from New Hampshire came down for a week in March 2 years ago, and it was the coldest week we've had since we've been here. I think she brought it with her. So yes. you can't tell. We've had snow flurries 3 times since we've been here. I've never worn a winter coat. I've never worn, I'll wear gloves when I walk my dogs, sometimes early in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it will get chilly, but it doesn't stay. It doesn't stay cold. So I've never had a winter coat on. I'm usually I wear shorts almost year round. And I wear shorts to church every Sunday because it's usually not cold enough to wear long pants. And when I do wear jeans to church, everyone says, "Oh my word, we must be having it must be freezing out. She's wearing long pants."
How about the locals? Because I know when I go to Florida in February, that's usually the month. I'm out in the Gulf of Mexico. That's usually the side I go, the west side, and I'm swimming. And usually somebody will tap my wife or something, go, "Northerner?" Out like a sore thumb.
Oh yeah. Oh, down here it's hysterical.
So some wear coats.
Oh yeah, they'll be in full winter coats, winter hats, and gloves, walking into church, and I'll be in shorts and maybe a long sleeve T-shirt. And they're like, "Aren't you cold?" I'm like, "No, it's not cold enough yet." And then there's one friend of mine at church. She had long underwear on under her slacks, and I was in shorts and a polo shirt. So they're crazy.
Well, I did want to tell the viewers, when you were a state rep, we miss you up there a lot.
Oh, thanks.
What was his name? Campbell, Rep Campbell. What was his first name? I
can't think of his name.
Out of Nashua or down that way somewhere.
Yeah, it's out of Nashua. Yeah.
Well, he went to the Holiday Inn in Nashua, drank a little too much.
Yep.
Came out, got into his car, a state rep, but he's a Democrat, so it's allowed.
Yes, of course.
Yes, he was going to drive home, and a bunch of people said, "Hey, be careful, there's ducks in front of you." And he just floored it and ran them over and killed a few. And, it made national news.
Yep.
And then I think the county commissioner, one of them, if it was the county commissioner or maybe the police commissioner down there, I think it was the police commissioner, ended up resigning over it because they hid him.
Yes, it was the police commissioner.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So they kind of hid him out, and because the police were looking for him, And then, so he could sober up so he wouldn't get a DWI. This is the corruption that goes on up there. And so then later, Campbell was going to go up on the House floor. This was when Harry Norelli was speaker.
Right.
I would have never voted with Terry Norelli, but I have to say she always treated me with respect.
Oh, there you go.
At the end, I knew Terry Norelli was going to, beat me, and because they're in the majority. We're in the majority. That's the way it is.
Yep.
Unlike Shurtleff, he just will not treat the Republicans with any respect. And so what ended up happening is, it was so funny. Terry Norelli announced Campbell, Representative Campbell, to speak. And I can't say it was Lenette, but I know it came from that area. Is this duck call? All of a sudden, quack, quack. Well, the whole place just erupted. I'm sitting right in the front, right in the middle of the front there. And Terry Norelli looks up, and her daggers were just flying. She wanted to know who did that. And I'll tell you, that is probably one of the favorite times I've ever been at the State House.
Yeah, I will admit it was my duck call. Well, I even gave it to him out in the ante room. Oh, yes. Before he was going up to talk, I told him, I said, look, it was a very embarrassing moment for you, I'm sure. I said, I'm sure your caucus is furious. The speaker is, because he was part of leadership.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. I said, I'm sure the speaker is furious with you. And he said, yeah. And I said, the Republicans are really enjoying it, by the way. Thank you. And I even said that to him, and he was furious because we went on a trip to Turkey together. So we were kind of friendly with each other.
Yes.
And so then I said to him, I said, look, the best thing you can do at the end of your talk and when you apologize, and I handed him the whistle, I said, blow this a couple times. I said, that's going to set the tone and everyone's going to be, it's okay. And he's like, I can't do that. I said, sure you can. Come on, you got to do it. I said, that'll break the ice and everyone will just laugh it off and life is good. He's like, I can't do that. I said, oh, get off your high horse. Yes, you can. And he wouldn't do it. But I thought that would have been fantastic if he just did a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was funny. Well, we've had some good times up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of back and forth fighting. Then I try to have hot dog day and get every, and when I did started hot dog day, and everybody does, we all come out on the front lawn and get along and chat.
Yep.
And everything going. And we raise a lot of money. I think we're up to $36,000 or $37,000 now we've raised.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, over the last 9 years. But I thought other people would do something different. But
no one has the initiative. No.
Yeah.
No.
So.
And now, I mean, when I was up there, I mean, yeah, I didn't agree with any of them, but you were friendly outside of the State House. You could actually have a conversation with people. Yeah. Now it seems that if you don't agree, well, you're a racist, you're hateful, I don't like you, that's it. Most of the Democrats on my Facebook page have unfriended me over the years, the last probably 4 years. And it's just because we don't agree. Just because we don't agree doesn't mean I hate you. Yeah. In fact, one of my good friends still up at the State House is a Democrat. And I mean, we are on opposite poles of the world. Henry Parkhurst. Henry Parkhurst is he's a good friend of mine. And I mean, we are such opposites by far. But he knows, hey, just because we disagreed, we can still get along.
Yeah. So where do you think is it, because the Democrats are so desperate now that they just, I mean, look at Sherry Frost, Rep Frost. I mean,
she's deplorable.
Oh, she is. What's the alt shelter or whatever her name is there?
Oh, yeah. They got some evil ones up there now. And it wasn't like that my 2 terms up there. I mean, we had disgusting individuals like horrible Horrigan. I mean, he looked homeless. I've heard he's cleaned up his act a little. He doesn't look as homeless as he did before.
Yeah.
When I first met him, it was our freshman year, and that we had just got elected. They were having a factory tour in Milford. I forget the name of the factory. The big place, it starts with an H, I think.
Oh, Hitchner's?
Yes, Hitchner's. They were having a legislative tour there.
Oh.
And they had, we were waiting in this, like a lobby area, and they had cookies and drinks and all this stuff for the state reps. And I went, because I live right in Merrimack, and I looked over and I thought, oh my word, they let a homeless guy in. And I said to one of the people, I said, do they know there's a homeless guy in here? He goes, that's a state rep. I'm like, oh my word, you're kidding. I said, it's not a Republican, is it? And they said, no, it's one of mine. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought the guy was homeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was good old Peter Sullivan.
Yes, yeah.
He was another disgusting individual.
Well, the one I like on the Democrat side, I mean, and there's very few people I dislike. I don't want to say I dislike him. I just don't like his demeanor because I want to like everybody, is Tim Smith out of... he's horrible. Well, he stood up one time, this was a couple terms ago, or a term ago, he stood up and he was going to call roll call, and I said, hey, Smith, sit down. You're not going to get a second. He gives me the FU, and I'm like, hey, you be careful in the House chamber. You're not supposed to use bad words. And then he hollers, you roll call. Nobody stands. So he sits back down, and I said, I told you so. Everybody started laughing, and boy, he was furious. And
I bet.
Over the past term, I would say we've become more friendly because boy, he's another one that's just an angry Democrat.
Oh yeah, and he was angry my second term. I can remember Norelli. Remember Norelli mixed us all up, and we weren't in our own section. Well, Smith was just a few seats down from me, and he would get so red in the face because he was always so angry, and he would shout things out. And if there was a vote, and he was voting nay, I mean, he would just scream and get all red and I'm like, oh, calm down. And he said the FU to me several times.
That's his favorite word.
Oh yeah. So what I did that got him very angry. Remember on my phone, if I got a text, it was a shotgun being loaded, and like Phil Strait was sitting next to me, and I said, Phil, send me a text. And so Phil sent me a text, and I held the phone over to him, and it went off, and I said, be thankful it's a phone. And he was so mad. He went up and reported me to Norelli.
We've got about a minute left, but he came up to me when I was sitting on my 1953 Farmall tractor. That also made national news. Matter of fact, that went up to Canada even. When I parked my tractor on the front lawn with my manure spreader and basically said, this is the state budget. Yeah. He came up to me and he started screaming and yelling, saying how bad I am. And, he can't believe the voters of Goffstown will, put me to behave like that. And, where's the decorum and all that. And I said, hey, it is a bad budget. It is a pile of manure.
Yeah, it is a pile of manure.
I wasn't lying.
Too funny.
Yeah, it was. But no, sadly, we're almost to the end. So I was just curious, what do you predict for the, I'll have you on before the election. I want to have you back on, but, to talk more about the election. But just
sure.
What do you think about Trump? That, I think he's going to win.
I think it's going to be a landslide. Yeah,
Yes.
So many people are getting fed up with the anger and the hate and the lying. It's just going to be ridiculous.
Yes. Whoop, let me shut that off. There. Yes, it is. I think it's going to be, I don't know if we can get a Reagan landslide.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yes, I would love to see it.
Oh, I know it. That would be fantastic.
Oh, that would be a slap.
Yeah. Oh, huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep praying, but anyways, so we're at the end, and I just want to say thank you, Lenette, for coming on, and I can't wait for Janine, Representative Otter, to see this. She's going to be very jealous, especially of your coat.
Yeah, but of course, are you putting this on Facebook?
YouTube.
You too. Okay. Send me the link so I can add it onto my Facebook page.
Okay, I will do that. All right.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you for being on, and I want to thank everybody for watching us. And until next week, I'll see you then. Bye now.
Bye, Johnny.
Bye.
Grampy made this.